Hey everybody, this is Sandra again with Green Thumb Sisters. And this is the third episode that we're going to talk about the equipment that you may need. Now it looks like I got a lot of stuff here on the table, but like I said, you're going to find most of the things that you see here, you already have in your kitchen, okay? So we already talked about the water bath canners or having a stock pot to use. And we also talked about the different type of jars that you use. Now we're going to talk about other equipment that some of you will need, and some of it, is optional. You can supplement with other things, okay? You will need measuring spoons. You will need measuring cups. Now, I've seen people do all kind of things, but really these type of measuring cups are for solids. These type of measuring cups are for liquids. And they do work differently, but I know people do it interchangeably. They say a cup is cup is cup. It is, but it isn't, okay? You will also need a ladle, possibly a big spoon, a whisk. I gotta give me another whisk because I really want a longer whisk with a longer handle. You will need vinegar. The reason why you need vinegar is for cleaning off the rims of your glass, because you have to have your rims clean for a good adhesion. And I like to use paper towels because you can just dispose them, but you can also use a towel, a regular cloth towel, okay? You will also need some type of mat. Now I bought these little mats from one of the dollar stores, but you don't have to have this. You can use a big dish towel. And you need this so that you have something to put your hot glasses on, because you don't want to put your hot glasses on a cold surface.
Why not?
Because, okay, if the glass is hot and your surface is cold, it can cause your glass to crack. Okay. Also, now I went out and I bought these two sets. Well, this is a ball set, but it has
jar holder?
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, it is a jar holder. And a funnel and a debubbler. Okay. Now I bought that at one of the dollar stores. I paid less than $8 for it, I think. Okay. Now this set I got online, and where I got the funnel, the jar holder, some tongs, a magnet, and the debubbler, and this is a jar holder that you use, because I had to look up to figure out how the heck you use this thing. You're supposed to use this on your jar to hold it, because it's more likely it's hot, to keep your hands from getting burnt. Now I'll tell you, I don't use this. Rarely use this. People normally use this when they're simmering their lids, but with the recent books, you really don't have to simmer your lids as long as you have them clean, okay? Now I use the tongs when I'm trying to get my jars out of, I usually put mine in hot water. Some people put it in the oven, however you do to heat them up. But I usually like grab a jar like this, and then I turn it upside down to get the water out. Which, you don't really need this either, because you can just use this. So out of all of that, I think you probably just need this to pick up your jars, a funnel, and the debubbler. You do, but you don't need it. You could use, for your debubbler, you could use
Chopstick?
Yeah, you could use a chopstick. You could use a plastic knife, whatever. As long as whatever you use is not made out of metal and it's flat, that you can go about around the rim of your glass to debubble. But I'm thinking it probably should be either plastic or wood. Something that's not gonna clash with glass. Okay. Now,
What if I don't have the money to buy, like the jar lifter? Is there an option I can use other than that?
well, I've seen one person, Lead Farmer 73. He uses a glove. Because when I first saw him do that, I'm like, okay, dude, okay, I see you. But he has a glove now. I'm not sure where he got the glove at, but he just reached in that pot with that glove on and just grabbed that jar. So apparently that works.
I think, I don't know, but I think those kind of gloves are kind that you can use, like if you're, for example, if you're somebody that does a lot of barbecuing,
Mm-hmm.
they have gloves that you can buy for that. I'm not telling anybody to go out and buy that, but I'm just saying if you have one of those,
Okay.
then you can probably use that.
Okay. Now, the other end of this you use as a measuring tool because depending on your recipe, it may tell you to leave 1 inch of head space, a half inch, a quarter inch, whatever. I say yes and no for this because there's another option. You see this jar right here? That bottom rim is about 1 inch from the top. If you turn it where you see where these curves meet, the end of the curves, the first one is a half. The one at the top is about 1/4. That's why I say yes and no. So if you don't think that you're confident enough to do this on your own, just get this, okay? Now, something else that you also need. I love books, okay? But, I kind of do overkill. But I have several different books. I have the Amish Canning Cookbook, which I've heard is good. I really haven't used it yet. I also have, this was the first one I got, the Canning and Preserving book. But what I use most of the time are one of my 2 Ball books. The Ball Blue book or the Ball Complete Book of Home Preserving. And believe it or not, any one of these books will tell you pretty much everything you need to know about canning. Especially the safety things that you need to know. And that's really pretty much all you need. Like I said, most of these things you probably have at home already. But the things that, in my opinion, that are the must: jar lifter, funnel, that you may or may not have already. Now that you know what type of water bath canner to have, you know what type of jars you should be looking for and what they are for, basically. And you know what equipment you need. Now, next Friday, what's next Friday? Was it the 19th? I believe it's the 19th. Next Friday, whatever it is, okay? We're going to be canning grape jelly. Now, let me tell you, this stuff is the bomb. I'm not a person that really loves grape jelly, but it's the bomb. But that's it for today, folks. I'm sure we'll have some other things out there for you all to review too throughout the week. But like I said, next Friday, we'll be canning. Have a good evening.